Hello, my loves. How are we doing today? Happy Monday to everybody. It's a new week, and I cannot even express to you how happy I am that it is a new week. Last week was pretty rough for me. I got my wisdom tooth removed, and it was quite a horrific experience for me. Anybody who's getting it done, I definitely suggest that you are sedated when you do it. I was awake. I'm still a little bit puffy. Not as much as I was before because it was pretty bad. The recovery process is not so bad. Dealing with the swelling and the pain of that, but the process itself, if you have to get a wisdom tooth removed, not to scare you, but definitely do it sedated. Get somebody to pick you up, go under, because whoo! I say all that just to say thank you to everybody who took the time to contact me, whether it was through DM, through Messenger, through telephone call, through text, to support me and send me love and pray for me and check on me to see how I was doing afterwards. I really do appreciate it. I felt loved by my tribe, so thank you guys so very much. So yeah, I had my wisdom tooth removed, and then I had to get an IV infusion, which wasn't bad at all, just getting iron. Then I had ultrasound the next day. The kids have been off since Friday. I'm tired. I almost cut my thumb off trying to clean my new blender yesterday. It was kind of bad. So it was a rough week, but instead of focusing on all the things that went wrong, I'm just focusing on all the things that are going right, and I'm excited that this is a new week with new energy, and we're leaving all the shit behind and we're going forward, right? So if you had a bad week, or if you had a bad couple weeks, a bad day, a bad month, a bad year, at this point right now, today's February 17th, we're pressing the reset button. We're going to leave all that behind us, and we're moving forward into better energy, okay? Today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do a love reading. I was guided to do this. I was intuitively guided to do a love reading because there's a need for strengthening of unions, whatever kind of partnerships that there are out there. There's a need for strengthening and bonding. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do 3 different categories, reshuffling in between each. We're going to start with our married individuals and the advice coming in for you to keep your union strong and healthy. We're going to do those who are dating or talking or anything in between, because this millennial dating, I can't keep up. It's like, we've been dating for 8 months and you know my parents and my kids' names, and I told you I loved you, but we're not together. We're just, getting to know each other. I don't understand. But any category between married and single, you're gonna fall into that second category, and then we're gonna do advice for our singles last, okay? So let's get it started. Let's see what we got. Spirit, and it's a little hard to shuffle with this thing on my thumb, so y'all just bear with me, all right? I'm trying. Okay, show me the advice that you have for married couples right now that to strengthen their bond and their union. Please, God, show me the advice you have for our married couples out there. And although you may fall into a different, a specific category, there may be stuff that you can learn from the other categories, because, my readings usually are like lesson focused. So just because you listen to the whole thing, you may take something away. Okay, hold on. Look at me. I'm trying, y'all. Hold on. Oh, that's a great card to start off with. Ooh, oh. Okay. Let me just take a look. Okay, so the first card we get is the World card. We're using the Everyday Witch Tarot, going back to my classic. This is like one of my favorite decks right here. The World card is probably the most positive card in the tarot deck, right? So this is a great omen for married couples out there. This is saying that you guys are feeling on top of the world, that you're able to give yourselves the world, and therefore you can share that energy with your married partner. It's speaking about, really, again, like I was just saying, focusing on the things that are working in your life. Every relationship, it has work involved, right? There's also things that occur in relationships that are negative, fights and arguments and things like this. But right now, you should be feeling good in your marriage. I'm seeing this card in combination with the Six of Swords over here. This is telling me travel. Six of Swords is travel, and then the World, you see she's sitting on a beach. So it may be a time for married couples to just get away from it all, withdraw from the world a little bit. I understand that we have schedules, we have children, we have demanding work lives and things like that. But it is time for you guys to kind of pull away from the world, go to a little beach house, Go to a bed bed and breakfast. Go to an Airbnb, right? I'm seeing you guys having drinks together. This is also date night. You never should stop dating your husband or your wife, okay? Your spouse, you should always be dating them. This is getting drinks. This is surprising your significant other with a picnic in the park. This is definitely speaking to increasing the romance in your relationship. This is if your husband or wife has come home and they've had a long day, maybe draw them a nice bubble bath, you know, lay them out some nice comfy pajamas, put on their favorite show, massage their feet, doing things like this, because you have to go the extra mile for relationships, especially marriages. Marriages require the most amount of work, right? So it's important that you guys do this. I'm also being drawn to the fact that her dress is purple. There may be a certain aspect of spirituality. There's two things about the color purple, which is one of my favorite movies. But I don't see that coming up here. I just see, one, it's about royalty. Purple and gold are the color. That's why I have, you see my new shirt. This is the colors I base my new logos off of, purple and gold, because they are the color of royalty. It's about treating your wife as though she is the queen that she is. It's about treating your husband as the king that he is, making the other person feel royal, okay? It's also a color of spirituality. So there may be a level of spirituality that you have to infuse into your marriage. What spiritual practices are you practicing? If you guys are Christian or Catholic, are you going to church together? You know, if you're Jewish, are you going to the synagogue together? If you're spiritual people, are you setting up your altar together? Are you doing love rituals together? Whatever it is that you know your guiding force is, making sure that you're sharing it with your partner. And it may be an interfaith marriage, or you guys may believe in two different things, but this is just saying support your partner's individual path if that is the case, okay? So this is sitting on top of the world. This is really great energy. The next card that we have is, and notice we go from, these are major arcana cards, which means they hold a little bit more weight, okay? So it's saying really focus on this energy. We go from the 21 to the 20, right? So we're doing like steps down. It's also telling me to take baby steps in your relationship. If there are any issues that present themselves in your marriage, don't expect to fix them overnight, because I do have something about abandonment, that one or both partners in a marriage may be suffering from fears of abandonment, right? So let's just say that's the case. Don't think if your husband or wife has been abandoned many times in their family, in their past relationships, or even in their past lives, that just because they get with you, they're gonna get over it, right? It takes time. Those are traumas. Those are traumatic experiences. So you just have to continue to create a safe space for your partner to heal, whether it's abandonment, whether it's fear of commitment, you know, fear of being betrayed because they've been cheated on in the past. Just because you're not doing anything wrong, you know, be compassionate with your partner, okay? These are things that take time to heal, okay? Love takes time to heal when you're hurting so much, okay? So you want to make sure that you're giving your partner time to heal, and you're just creating that safe space. Another thing, this is the Judgment card, and the Judgment card is about being reborn. It's about marching to the rhythm of your own drum. It's about going in new directions. Please remember that the person you married, especially if you've been married a long time, couple years now, the person that you married then, back in 90 whatever, or 2001, is probably not the person that you are still married to. Why? Because we are creatures of evolution, okay? Darwin didn't speak about survival of the fittest. He spoke about survival of the most adaptable to change, okay? We are always changing in order to survive. Just like the polar bear started off as the brown bear, but then got further away from the equator, further to the colder area, and had to adapt to the polar bear so that it can mesh in with its environment, right? We're always changing, we're always evolving. Your partner may be on a new spiritual kick. When you met her, she was Christian, and now she's chanting. Now she has crystals in her bra. Now she's smudging and saging your entire house, and you're like, what is going on? You know, this kind of a thing. Or vice versa, you know, whichever partner it is. They're going through different changes. Maybe they were conservative when you met them and now they're more liberal, you know. Maybe they were very much about the material and now they're full-blown hippies. Whatever it is that your partner is going through, you have to allow them their individual paths, okay? You don't have to control that. They may also have different hobbies or interests that don't involve you. This is another thing about feeling free within a partnership. Okay, love shouldn't feel like confinement. You have to learn how to love somebody, but also let them be free to be themselves. So if she wants to do something or he wants to do something and they kind of want to do it by I want to take a class, and you're like, let's take the class together, and they're like, no, I just want this for me. You know, you have to let your partner have what they want for themselves. There's a lot of evolution going on, a lot of change. You see the butterfly, my spirit animal, which is all about change and transformation, right? People are getting new hobbies, which may involve music. Your partner may want to start touring, you know, pick up an instrument or singing or something and going in a whole new direction. Support your partner. It doesn't mean that they are abandoning you, right? But some people's partnerships in their marriage are leading them to have to travel, like your work life. Your husband has landed this big account and he has to go to Cleveland, and then he has to go to Arkansas, and then he has to go to Florida, and you're starting to feel left out. You know, you're starting to feel like, well, what the hell, you know, about me? I miss you all this time. Realize that this is probably temporary. If it's something that is more long-term, then you guys need to figure out what you need to do to be together while the other person is traveling, while the other person is on their journey, right? But there's a lot of change, and this is your challenge in your marriage. How to stay together during the change. Don't feel as though you're growing apart. Feel as though you're growing together. You're growing separately, but also together. So the Six of Swords is also about, it is about travel, so there may be some travel. I do see some vacations coming up with the marriages. This could be honeymoons that you never took, or you may have just gotten married and you're going on a honeymoon, this kind of a thing. Some of you are trying to figure out how to do a honeymoon because you have kids, right? These two people over here represent children. If they're not children, you have responsibilities. You're taking care of elderly parents. Your parents live with you and you need a break. This is your younger brother and sister who you allowed to stay with you and you need to get away. But it's also speaking about coming out of anyone who's experiencing some issues in a marriage. It's time to come out of that. It's leaving the dark behind. It's moving away from those dark times. So this is a great omen. Then the Two of Wands over here is speaking about, it's literally a card about partnership. It's about focusing and investing in your partnership. Because remember we talked about withdrawing from the world? Your friends will, if they're your friends, they will be there once you, because even look, the clarified card is the Hermit. It's telling you to go within yourself. If they are your friends, they will be there when you come out of this hermiting mode, right? If they leave you, then were they really your friends at all? You need to tell your friends, you need to tell your family. Right now, I'm focused on my marriage. Okay, my marriage needs my full attention. My marriage needs my full investment in my time. Okay, so this is all, but this card is also, there's a lot of I keep hearing, I know I keep saying it because they keep talking, there's travel when it comes to marriage. This is like the card where, like, before you leave the house, you're like, okay, do you have your toothbrush? You have your phone charger? Okay, we got that. Did we lock all the windows? Did we turn off the gas? It's like getting ready. It's like doing a checklist before you get ready to leave. You guys may be just moving together to a new place, a new state, a new country. My friend Jasmine and her husband just moved to Tokyo, to Japan. You know, they're just they didn't up and leave, but he was in international business, so they went over there. So maybe your situation is something like that. But I see partnerships getting ready to travel and take it to the next level, okay? So these are the messages I have for the married couples. I hope that helps you. Now we're going to the dating couples, the people who are talking, the people who are together but not married, but not single, you know, in that gray area for some people. What advice do we have for the dating couples? God, what advice do we have for the dating couples, those who are dating each other? The daters. This thing is weird. Who are dating, what advice do we have for the couples who are dating? Look, Two of Wands came out again. Okay. me just take a look. We got, again, 2 major arcana and the 2 of wands. 2, 2, 12. I'm seeing a lot of 2s, so this is about partnership. 2, 2, 2. This is about decisions. A lot of people who are dating are making that decision. They're at that critical fork in the road where it's like, what are we doing? Are we going to take this to the next level? Are we going to remain open? Are we going to be exclusive? Are we moving in together? Is this headed towards engagement? Is this headed towards, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? So I see a lot of people making decisions, those who are dating, right? There's also people who are dating, like you're dating someone, but it's okay to, like, it's okay between both of you to date multiple people, but you're, like, down to 2 people. There's, like, a decision, like, okay, I'm dating Ricky, and I'm dating Ronnie, and I think I'm ready for more, but I don't know which one of these 2 that I want. You know, there's some decisions like that between 2 and partnerships and things like this, okay? The King of Pentacles comes up for dating couples. At this time, it is possible that, because we talked about love in previous readings, we talked about people's love languages. So some people express their love through physical touch and affection. Some people express their love through gifting one another with things. Some people express their love by noticing little details. You know, there's different love languages. Right now, I feel like there's a lot of gifts going on. There's people showing you that they love you through gifts. Not that they are trying to buy you, but they're trying to show you, like, I appreciate you. So I definitely see couples where one person is showering the other person with gifts. A little whining, a little dining, right? A little cake, having your cake and eat it too. This is also trips. I see more trips. This is a card about trips, right? This is any gifts, right? It could be jewelry, it could be crystals, it could be flowers, it could, I see nature here, it could be a very nice bottle of wine, it could be an edible arrangement that's at your desk when you show up to your desk. People are showing you that they love you through gifting you things. And it is travel. I see that maybe just a couple of you, maybe going to a vineyard, somebody's going to surprise you with a trip to a vineyard, right? There's another couple of you who it could be the male or the female in the relationship is showing you that they love you by allowing you to come with they are interested in purchasing a new home or a new apartment, and they want your opinion. Come and look at this house with me. Come and see, do you like this? And then they're kind of like flirting with you, like, how would you decorate this if this was your room, if this was our place? You know, they're kind of like throwing that in there a little bit, like, you know, if this was our kitchen, how would you decorate it? You know, like this kind of a thing. They're letting you make decisions or allowing you to help them make decisions in their life. And this is kind of how they're showing you that they're letting you in more and more. So pick these up. This is a subtle way. There may be someone who does not, especially I'm getting a male energy here. So there may be a male who does not express himself verbally. He doesn't know how to say, I love you, you're my world, da 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 da. But he shows you that he loves you through letting you in, letting you make decisions, okay? He may even be bringing you home to meet his family, to meet his parents, to meet his best friend who he considers to be his brother, you know, like this kind of a thing. But there's a lot of like wealth, there's a lot of showering, like I said, showering with gifts here. Just want to make sure that I'm picking up everything. More picnics. There's a lot of picnics because it's starting to get, it's still kind of cold here in Connecticut. But if you live somewhere warm, I see a lot of people spending more time in nature, you know, doing picnics and things of this nature. They may even be gifting you with money. Like, here's money for your rent. Pay your bills. Your car broke down. Here's money to fix your car. Here's this. There's a lot of like giving here, a lot of giving between the couples, and this is awesome. It's also a point where in couples that it's important that you're showing your partner your loyalty. We have a doggy over here, and dogs symbolize loyalty, so it's important that you're showing the other person that you are loyal in every situation, that you can be loyal to them, you know, not overstepping any boundaries that you know is going to put that person at high alert or make them feel insecure. It's about respect here. It's about showing love through respect. It's also, I see a bull here. Bulls are about strengthening the bond. So I see the more, you know, when you're making those decisions, I see more relationships going to the next level. Then, you know what, maybe we should slow down and chill out. I see more of a commitment happening here. There's a couple of you who are taking a trip to Hawaii. I'm seeing a lay here. Bring me back a keychain. Bring me back a seashell, something from Hawaii. But I see a couple people are going to Hawaii. Or if it's not Hawaii, maybe another tropical island, but I definitely see Hawaii. The Two of Wands comes up again, okay? But and this does mean focusing on your partnership. But in my, right now, what I'm hearing for the dating couples is that you need to focus on passion, okay? See all this fire here and here? It means there needs to be a reciprocal amount of passion, an equal give and take, okay? Sexy, sexy time, all right? It means lingerie. It means whatever kind of toys you guys like to play with in the bedroom. It means taking tantric sex classes. It means being sexy. It means being spontaneous. It means, you know, getting it in at the drop of a dime, at the office party, at, you know, wherever, like just out in public, wherever. It's about being sexual. It's about being passionate, okay? It's about creating fantasies. It's about fulfilling fantasies. A lot of you are going to be learning about like what your partner's fantasy is, sexual fantasies, and you're going to be doing whatever it takes to fulfill those sexual fantasies for your partner. And that's great. You know, make sure that everybody's boundaries are respected and all of that. But I do see, I see like Mile High Club. Like I see people having sex on airplanes. I see you going to those, what are those? Those hedonistic, those resorts, hedonism, you know, where it's all about sex. I see like partners going to like things like that. I think it's called hedonism. I think I'm pronouncing it wrong though. Hedonism, something like that, where it's all about sex. Like you go to a resort and there's people all over having sex, there's naked people and everybody's just into it. Yeah. I see that going on, okay? So enjoy. We also have the High Priestess here. More spiritual journey. A lot of people are finding themselves spiritually right now. They're finding their spiritual gifts. This is especially the women. Men are too. Like, remember I said I see the men. This is both. But for the spiritual gifts, I feel like your girl, whether you're in a same-sex relationship or a heterosexual relationship, I feel like she's finding herself spiritually. And it's very different than what she was doing when you guys first got together. And so you need to let her live her life, right? She's not going to hex you, hopefully, right? She's not gonna do nothing to you, but she's finding herself. She may be withdrawing herself because she's reading books. She's learning how to read tarot. She's learning how psychic she really is. You know, all of these things. She may be doing candle magic. She may be doing witchcraft. She may be going to more spiritual events. And you're like, who is this woman? You know, like this is not the woman I dated. It's not gonna change anything. If anything, will enhance your relationship. But you have to let your partner be your partner without trying to control them, okay? And so there's a lot of intuition. Also, like, intuition is increasing in your woman. So if she comes to you like just knowing things, it's because her intuition is increasing, okay? And then we have the Hanged Man card here. This is telling you to take a pause. Again, this is a reflective period. Before moving on, like I said, you're going to be pausing and like, where is this going? You know, are we going to, you see the lock and key? Are we going to lock this thing down, or are we going to let each other fall free, right? So it's about pausing, taking an intentional pause to kind of look over your relationship, see what is working, what is not working, what can we improve upon, this kind of a thing. It's also a need to see things from your partner's perspective. You may think life is one way, and your partner may think, you guys may come from two opposite sides of the track. One of you comes from a wealthy family, the other one doesn't. One of you is black, the other one of you is Asian. You know, one of you is spiritual, the other one is religious, right? It's not about changing each other, it's about celebrating each other. You need to see, especially if you have any arguments in this partnership, well, if I was my partner, I guess I would feel this way too, you know, or she may feel this way because she comes from this background and I never experienced that. So I'm going to try to be compassionate and see that from her background. And you're going to say, well, I'm going to try to be compassionate and see that from his point of view, right? It's about compromise right now. It's about not rushing, you know, leaping to conclusion. Just because your intuition is getting stronger does not mean you know everything, right? But it means kind of just taking the time to see it from the other person's perspective. And that will save you guys a lot of trouble and drama, okay? So these are the messages that I have for the dating couples, all right? Let's get some tea before we go to the singles. Earl Grey. All right, so my singles. What advice does God have for the singles? Singles out there. What advice is there for singles? To build unions and keep them strong and maintain them. What advice is there for singles? Singles out there. All the single ladies. All the single ladies. And single men. All of you guys. Let's see what advice for the singles. Alrighty. My little thumb. More travel. This is crazy. All three categories are talking about travel. That's wild. And decisions. You see how I'm saying, like, we're all wild. Different cards, similar messages. Okay. So the first message is temperance. Okay. Right. The basic general message is that somebody may meet somebody at a yoga class, right? That's what I'm seeing right off the bat, right? I'm also seeing that as you try to find balance within yourself, as you focus on yourself, you're going to possibly find someone on that journey, right? So if you're trying to eat better, right? Because I'm seeing cupcakes over here and martini glasses, and on the opposite side I have carrots and water, right? That balance. If you're trying to eat better, you may be like, I'm gonna go to a nutritionist, and the nutritionist may be Mr. Sexy, and you end up going on a date with the nutritionist. Or I'm gonna go to a yoga class, and you may fall for somebody in your yoga class. I'm going to start working out, and you hit the gym, and there may be somebody at the gym who you're going to find. On your quest of bettering yourself, of self-development and self-improvement, and finding and living in your purpose, you are going to find somebody who compliments you and is that other side of the balance. So I'd listened to a speech, a sermon, maybe like a month or two ago, and they were talking about the story in the Bible about Ruth and Boaz, right? So you go look it up, and basically it was about a woman. She had lost her husband, and she decided, I'm giving you the very short version, it's way more than this. Woman, she had lost her husband, and she decided to follow her mother-in-law back to where her mother-in-law was from, and she stayed focused, and she stayed faithful, and she stayed loyal, and she kept doing what it was that she was supposed to do. And the man who she was tilling in the fields, and the man Boaz who owned the fields came, and he noticed her, and he noticed that she stuck with her mother-in-law because the mother-in-law had lost both her sons and her husband. She stuck with the mother-in-law, and she was a hard worker, and this made him notice her, and they ended up being together. And the whole one of the morals is like, if you stay focused on your purpose and you stay focused on what it is that you're supposed to do, you automatically attract the person who you're supposed to be with. So go look at that story, right? So this is saying the same thing. Like, the more you focus on yourself instead of trying to find, this is a message about attracting and not chasing. Do not chase anything right now. Find yourself, find your purpose, and the person that you are meant to be with will find you. Same thing, okay? This is about staying balanced, okay? She has one eye open and she has one eye closed, right? I don't know if you can see that. Basically, you need to be balancing how much work you're doing versus how much rest you're taking. A lot of us don't know how to rest. And then there's a couple of us who are lazy and don't know how to go at it, right? You have to find that balance right in between, okay? You can't be going hard. Okay, well, I'm gonna get my life together. I'm gonna get my eating habits together. I'm going to get this together and that together. Meanwhile, you're burning yourself out, okay? This is the year, and I've been seeing this message since January, of working smarter, not harder. You see companies who are cutting back work weeks in their company, and they're seeing such an increase in productivity. We're going to kill the hustle culture. It's not about no days off, hustle till I drop, every day I'm working, every day I'm hustling. No, it's about aligning with your purpose and attracting the things that you want into your life. And I've been seeing evidence of that in my own life. Me, who's hyper productive, and it really makes me feel guilty or a little bit scared when I start to relax and chill. But I'm seeing that I'm perfectly fine as I kind of cut back just a little bit. My opportunities do not stop flowing, okay? Money does not stop flowing, okay? I'm just keeping myself in more of a healthier balance. So a lot of people need to get more in balance. A lot of people are not grounded. The pose that she's doing is tree pose, and it's about keeping yourself grounded. This pose is related to the root chakra, which is at the base of your spine. That chakra deals with how secure you feel and safe you feel. It deals with your home life. It deals with your body, right? These are the things that you're trying to get in order. You're trying to get your body right. You're trying to redecorate your home or move your home or remodel your home, anything like that. You're trying to find security within yourself. As you focus on those things, you're going to find someone who, attract someone who also adds to the feelings of making you feel secure, making you feel sexy, and making you feel loved, okay? So keep grounded. Like, don't just be flighty, but keep grounded, okay? It speaks about a balance between your inner masculine and feminine energies, because there may be some conflicts there. Some of you a lot of people came to me for the past life reading. They've been very happy with the past life readings. Check out the testimonials I have on my page, my website, www.madebymetools.com. People have been very excited about their past life readings. It explains so much. You either have a rift where in your past life you've been betrayed, hurt, imprisoned, killed by the opposite sex, forced into slavery by the opposite sex, and there's still that resentment there. It could even be in this lifetime where all the men in your life have not shown you anything positive. All the women in your life have not shown you anything positive, and you have a trepidation there. You need to heal that, because only once you heal your inner world, our outer world is a direct manifestation of our inner world. So it's only once you heal that inner world that you'll get to experience the union. You have to create a union in you of masculine and feminine in order to create a union outside of you of masculine and feminine, okay? So remain balanced. Then we have the Chariot card, which is my travel card. Another card about we're going on a trip. Everybody's going on a trip, right? Few things about the Chariot card. It's saying you may need to travel. This may be like a how Stella got her groove back moment for you. You may need to travel in order to get just maybe it's not even a relationship, just a moment of romance, right? Just getting your groove back, kind of a thing. This may also say that you may meet somebody, singles, who lives at a distance from you, or you may be attracted to somebody that lives in a distance from you. You may be wanting to be in a relationship, creating a long distance relationship, because this is travel between two people, whether you don't live in the same state or the same country, whatever it may be, right? It's also saying that you may have to move, okay, well, I'll move to you or you move to me because we really do want to be together. If you notice the black and white arrows, I'm seeing a lot of diverse relationships. I'm seeing a lot of, interrace. I don't know why I don't have words today. Mixed race, that's not the right word, but mixed race relationships, black and white people or Asian and African people, or, this interfaith, interracial, just different. You guys are different from one another, but like opposites attract. This is what I'm seeing. Opposites attract right now. It's also saying get out of the house. If you're single and you do want to attract a relationship, the sun is coming in. If you're single and you do want to attract a relationship, you need to leave the house. You're not going to find your relationship inside your bedroom, inside your living room, okay? You need to get out there, okay? Travel. 7, more spirituality coming in, spiritual partnerships happening right now. The 5 of Wands is a card of competition. A few of you are interested in somebody who either is in a relationship already, or more so, that's a few of you, more so, I feel like some of you are interested in somebody who's very popular. And the reason you don't approach this person, whether you're a man approaching a woman or same sex, whoever, the reason you don't approach this person is because you're like, no, I'm not dealing with that. This person has 100,000 Instagram followers, or this person has like a low-key celebrity status. This person is the mayor, the governor. This person is well known around my city or around my town, and I'm not trying to get with that because I know that there's a lot of eyes, and I'm not trying to be nobody's competition. I'm not stirring the pot, in that kind of a way. But if this is someone you're interested in, then take, if it's drama-free, because I'm all about that drama-free lifestyle, right? But if you're just intimidated about the what if, this person has not given you a reason to not trust them, then go for it. Just because they're popular, how do you know that this is not your person? A lot of you are avoiding talking to somebody because there's lots of women who want that somebody, or there's lots of men who want that somebody. What if that person only cares about you and only wants you? then nobody else matters, okay? Don't worry about the competition, all right? If they're in a relationship, that's something different, you know. But if they're single and you're afraid because you're like, they're so I don't want to get into all that. Don't let that hold you back, okay? But stay away from drama at all costs. You know, if they're already involved, leave it alone. But if not, don't let that deter you. Go after what it is that you want, all right? And then we have the Two of Swords, which is another 2 card. It's speaking about decision making, okay? Some of you have been single for a long time and you've been healing yourself and you're like, am I ready to start something new? Am I ready to go into a new relationship, right? Some of you have been hurt many times and you're like, am I going to open my heart again? Am I going to be vulnerable towards somebody again? And you're making these kind of decisions. I feel as though you will make the decision to try again. You know, if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. You can dust it off and try again, try again. You cannot find love without risk. There's a certain amount of risk in everything that's worth having in this world, whether it's an investment, whether it's a job, whether it's a friendship, whether it's whatever. You have to take a risk, right? So at a certain point, you know, you can't really see it too well, but the cat is looking at her like, if you don't make a damn decision over here, just procrastinating, so that's why she put a blindfold over her eyes and she's using the dartboard. She's like, I'm just gonna pick something. This stands for yes, this stands for no. Whichever one gets closest is the one that I'm going to do. Some of you may need to actually flip a coin or something like that. But I feel as though you will proceed about moving forward and opening your heart again. Some of you, like I said, there's a decision between 2 specific people. Like, I want to be with this person, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I feel like pressure is going to be on. Either those people will discover each other or they're going to be like, look, you know, what do you want to do? Because I'm not sitting around for you to just be picking and choosing and da-da-da-da. What do you want to do? So there's a point now with singles where you're going to have to choose which direction you're moving in. There is no, you know, it's just a different path. People are so afraid of making the wrong decision that they end up making no decision at all, okay? And then you're going to end up stuck. It's going to be, if they both walk away from you, then the decision will be made and you'll have nobody, you know. So it's time for you to make a decision, all right? It's manifesting, you know, right now. It's manifesting for you to make a decision, okay? So if you get yourself out there, you do a little bit of traveling, you be a little bold, you rise up above the crowd, if you keep yourself balanced and you focus on yourself, I feel like right now that is the direction that Spirit is leading you to create union on the outside of your life. Okay, so these are the messages I have for you guys. I hope that this was beneficial to you. Hit me up for those readings. They are on sale. You can send me an email. The information to book a reading with me is below in the description box. Again, I thank each and every one of you who supported me during my wisdom tooth removal and just this rough week that I've had. Thank you so much for checking on me. I love you guys, and I will talk to you later, okay? Peace. Later.